Welcome back. We're now going to talk about parameter sets. And while this is more of a 200 level type of concept, it's really important to introduce that to you now. So what are parameter sets?
Parameter sets basically are multiple ways to use the same command. The key thing out of parameter sets is that they're mutually exclusive. And I'll explain that in a minute once I show you what the syntax looks like. And the reason why they're mutually exclusive is the one other thing with parameter sets is you cannot combine parameters from different parameter sets. And for examples of parameters set commandlets that are in SharePoint, get SP site, set SP site, get SP content database. And to show an example of what a parameter set is, here's a syntax example for a get SP site. And there's 4 individual rows, if you will, of syntax.
Right.
That tells you right there that when the developer actually coded this particular commandlet inside this DLL, going back to the example I talked about where it says get help and you can say full, and it tells you more about what's in there, one of the actual switches, it says parameter sets, true or false. If it's set to true, then you can do 3, 4, 5, I've seen 6 lines, like some exchange commandlets, they have like 6 lines of actual individuals. What makes this mutually exclusive basically is going to be the difference between, like this second row has the word identity in it. Identity is not found in any other row. So if you wanted to say get identity of a certain site collection itself, you now are basically going to be in the second row. You can't say, well, you know what, I also want content database. Let's look at it here. I got site subscription. You cannot mix those and match those. That's what a parameter set. The one thing, if you learn of this module, is you cannot mix and match them. So your command line string cannot be get SP site with the identity, then a space, then content database, then a space, then site subscription. Will not work. You'll get an error message every single time. So if you want to just get information back, just say from the content database information, you can just use this individual syntax right there. So any other parameters that are in this particular syntax are fair game to use. That's the one thing you need to worry with parameter sets. And so when you basically are viewing help and you see lines, multiple lines of syntax, the first thing that I think of is parameter sets. And then you have to figure out, okay, so what can I use in mismatching parameters? That's the key that you should get out of parameter sets. They're very, very powerful because otherwise the developer would have to develop 4 different commandlets for each task that wants to be done. I want to get the identity back from a site collection. That's one commandlet name. Oh, you know what? We also want to get the content database along associated with a site collection. That's another commandlet. So instead of doing that, they're using one commandlet name called get SP site, but they're having it allow it to do 4 actions within one, how you code it. And the developer does that when it actually is coding time.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Now, when we come back, we're going to actually take you through a demo. So
pull it all together.
Pull it all together.
Yep.
We'll see you soon.